Okay, so everything in this lesson is about improving the readability of your content. Rather than dive straight into the editing of the actual words, sometimes it can seem like something's missing, and no matter how good the content is, you can't seem to get it right. Usually it's to do with the readability, the actual experience of reading the content. It's actually a huge thing because people will bounce off the page if it doesn't look just right. Now, some of the tweaks we're going to do in this lesson, you might only need to do once. So there's three main tasks. You're going to improve the font to make it more readable. You're going to adjust the page width because if a page is too wide or too narrow, it actually makes it difficult to read. You're also going to remove any distractions. So the first thing we're going to want to do is improve the font. And there's recommended fonts here by actual copywriters which make it easier to read. They did tests on people to see how far they flow through. Now the reason being that if the content is difficult to read, people will bounce off. And so if you've created this great content and you're getting traffic to it and you're promoting it, but you're losing people, then that's not great. I've also put some recommended sizes. Now it might seem quite large, 12 to 18 point for the body text, and about 1.2 to 1.4 for the line body height. The trick when testing this is when you select a font, then you can adjust the body text and the body height to what looks great for you, because the different fonts are different sizes and styles, and so they might not look great straight away. Just as a rule, so you can see, we actually use the Merriweather font and we use it at 18 point body size and 1.3 line height. So you would think that's quite large, but it creates a lot of breathing room in between, and it makes it real easy to read. You see we've got the Merriweather font, the body font is 18, and the line height, so how the gaps in between are actually 1.3. And you can adjust this so you'll see how it tweaks and things like that. Alright, nice and simple. So, I'm going to walk you through all of this. So, how to find your font? Well, you can check out fonts that your theme already has, or you can download a new one. And again, I recommend using any of the ones off of this list. So, a really easy thing is you can go into your appearance, customize, and then font settings, and look through the selection that you have. So I'll just show you how to do that. So when you're in, if you've got your page open and you're logged in your account, you just go straight onto Customize at the top, and then go to Fonts, and then choose fonts from there. Otherwise, if you are in your site, you can go into Appearance, Customize, and it'll take you to the same thing. Then you can simply select through the different fonts that you have. So if we go to Show All Fonts, you'll see there's a whole heap, and you'll find the ones that we've actually recommended and things in there usually. So like Georgia or Merriweather, things like that. So you'll see those on the side. And there's a huge list. Now, what if you don't find one that you like? Well, then you can download a different one. So you can go over to a website called dafont.com and search the fonts that they have there, and have a look in both the serif and sans serif section. So if we go over to Dafont, you can see the ones here, and these are just the ones that they've got right now. There's 24 pages at 25 fonts each. There's a lot of different options that you can choose from. Again, the fonts that you've already got installed, usually you'll find one that is pretty good, but you can get those on there. And a really good tip is, let's say if you open up your article and just take the first line and then preview it by typing it in here and then click submit, you'll see that first line of your article in these different fonts. Change it to small because it's not a headline. So you can see actually what it would look like. Like for some reason this one is all capitals. It's quite a nice one, but it's quite thin, so you'd have to adjust it. This one looks pretty cool. So you can do that and check out those different fonts. Once you've decided on a winner, you simply hit the download button and download that font to your laptop. So let's see what this says. Bon voyage. Now, once that's opened, you'll see there's two different file types. You have what's called an OTF font, open type font. Now, to actually use this on your computer, you would have to get the custom fonts plugin. And I put a link to that. Basically, it's just a plugin. You go to add new, type in custom fonts and find it, and then activate it. Then, once you've got that installed, you go down to settings. No, sorry, you go to appearance, custom fonts, and it'll load this page. Then all you do is you simply name the new font that you've just downloaded. What was it called? Bon voyage. Any custom fonts, I like to give it a capital name just so it stands out. You can see this is one I've done before. So I'll open up Bon Voyage, and then I'm going to go across to the right files here. So I'm looking for OTF. So where it says OTF there, I'm going to just drag and drop that onto the upload button. Oh, no, sorry. I'm going to upload files, and then I'm going to drag and drop it on from there. It's just like a normal image, and then once it's saved, I'll be able to actually use that font. Now, the thing is, not every theme is able to use this. A lot of WordPress sites will allow you to use it, it's built in, but not all of them. You'll know if you can use it is if you go into your page builder, and then when you click on the font, you'll see it says custom font plugin, and then you can click the font that you've got and you can see how it changes. So now that you've got a readable font, not the one that I've just shown you there on that example, but one that actually stands out and is easier, the next thing you need to do is adjust the page width. So for the best reading experience, your article shouldn't be wider than 900 pixels wide. Now you can change this a couple of ways. You can either do it directly in the page template or with a page builder plugin. So I'm going to roll that back. Where am I? So one of the easiest things you can do is actually just go into your article that you've got and go across to the right hand side, and you'll see in the page attributes there's different template sizes. If you select narrow, that's automatically going to be about 800 to 900 pixels wide, which is going to look great. Let's see if I can open this article again. That's what this is. It's about 900 pixels wide. If you don't have that option, then what you can do is you can actually go directly with a page builder. We use one called Thrive Architect, and it's a custom drag and drop builder, so you can change the page however you want. It's real handy. So basically you just click on the section that you want to edit. You can add and drop and put different things in if you want to, but you click on the section and go to layout and position. You go to maximum width, and then you can change it. So if I wanted to, I could say the page is only 300 pixels wide, and then once I save it, it would stay that size. I'm going to set it to 900 and then click save work. So nice and simple. We've got a good font, and now the page is wide enough that it's easy to read. The last thing you need to do is you need to remove distractions. So some blogs use sidebars to give information, or they might have a call to action to a product or something like that. In copywriting, in direct response, we want to remove anything that's not around the core goal. And the core goal of your content is to get someone to take an action, usually to opt into your HSO offer, something like that. So you want to remove any distractions, any other calls to action from the page. Now, by selecting that narrow template, you usually remove the sidebar anyway. But if it's still there on your theme, then the next best thing is to actually edit that call to action itself. So if we look at this page here, you can see this template actually has a sidebar already. So I could literally just go and find the narrow template, which would be the default for this one, and then it would be fine. Now, if it is that you cannot edit and remove the sidebar section with the theme that you've got and you're not prepared to buy the page builder, what you can do is if you go into customize, just let that load, and then go into the widgets section. Widgets are kind of like old school drag and drop. So you'll see it's got the main sidebar here. You can actually go in and just click remove on each of these things, and you'll see they'll start to delete. And so all we're doing is we're just getting rid of all of those different calls to action off the side. So now the page actually looks a little bit better. It's still not perfect because the width of the page is still adjusted to 2/3 because the sidebar is still there, but it looks infinitely better. So if I close that now, it's not actually as narrow as this. It's because that section was there. But see how it's much better, and I don't have a call to action and stuff on the side. So real simple, just 3 tasks. You find a better font that's easy to read, you adjust the page width so that it's easier on the eye, and you get rid of any distractions from the side of the page.